Yes, so I will be speaking about stable housing, another aspect of human dignity, a basic necessity, and how it strikes me as incredible how hard it is for disadvantaged communities to secure stable, adequate, and affordable housing. The disadvantaged are actually quite a lot of people. I'm talking about many single income families, people with disabilities, mental illness, recovering from substance abuse, family instability, the elderly. There are also people who have had life setbacks, divorce, incarceration, a health crisis. And as the percentage of the population struggling grows, the housing crisis gets more dire. I'm in my 40s. My kids and I moved here 5 years ago, and I was really surprised by the high cost of rent throughout Denver, because after covering other expenses, there are very few options to a single salary household. Programs such as Section 8 are largely defunct. There are only a few vouchers available each year to a pool of applicants thousands of times greater. And that system federally needs to be replaced with a systematic and diversified approach to funding more affordable housing options. Affordable housing for purchase is few and far between, and there are many families on the wait lists because there aren't enough properties available. Community land trusts should be given more government funding so that more housing can be created to meet the enormous demand. Once I myself explored the idea of sharing a house with another single mom and her kids, and we actually would not have been able to afford a house big enough for all of us on 2 salaries. And we're told that due to zoning, we would face opposition. Zoning modifications would no doubt help people in similar situations. I do not qualify for a mortgage to adequate local housing because in Denver, the average such home costs more than $500,000. I have no savings, and it's all gone to meet monthly expenses. My goal 5 years ago was to establish normalcy for my children, but we're still far from it. My kids who are in elementary, middle, and high school all share a bedroom. No one has a desk. There's no room. I can't afford to do better. And I don't understand how, as a society, so many people are in the same boat with no view to betterment in sight. And I am discouraged for all of us. I would like to add, Representative Bacon, that while it is great that Colorado enabled $54 million towards pandemic rental assistance, those federal funds are not accessible to many. People like myself who rent through family and friends because we could not afford or qualify for commercial rentals are not able to access those funds. And people who already lost their housing, who are now living in hotel rooms or in their cars, cannot access those funds. Meanwhile, the best that the United Way can suggest is for homeless people to try to get a night at a shelter. Meanwhile, the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless has reported that COVID contagion rates in their shelters are all high. I urge you to take action and to encourage your colleagues to help our most vulnerable populations. The state should fund placements in hotel rooms to people who need shelter and enable funds to those who do not have the option to rent commercially at this time. The state should take a longer-term view in expanding and protecting housing rights for all disadvantaged people to achieve greater stability and equality, no matter what our race, background, or economic status. The fate of our most vulnerable is testimony to who we are as a society. I thank you very much, and I now pass the microphone to Jude, who will talk about legislative priorities.
Thank you so